Live from the Scripps Studios, this is 10 News.
For the first time, FBI Director James Comey has confirmed his agency is investigating Russia's involvement in the election and possible contact with the Trump campaign. I'm Virginia Cha.
And I'm Melissa Messia in for Jason Martinez. Comey is also addressing President Trump's claim that President Obama wiretapped him. Let's go right now to Kenneth Moton on Capitol Hill.
Comey on the record confirming the investigation into Russia's meddling of the 2016 election and alleged contacts with the Trump campaign.
Because it is an open, ongoing investigation and is classified, I cannot say more about what we are doing and whose conduct we are examining.
FBI Director James Comey, his months of public silence over. Also telling the House Intelligence Committee President Trump's wiretapping claims against President Obama are wrong.
With respect to the president's tweets about alleged wiretapping directed at him by the prior administration, I have no information that supports those tweets.
For 2 weeks, the White House has forcefully backed Trump, who said when he tweeted wiretap, he meant surveillance.
We know there was not a physical wiretap of Trump Tower. However, it's still possible that other surveillance activities were used against President Trump and his associates.
The president's source, not the FBI, but news reports and conservative commentary.
President Obama could not unilaterally order a wiretap of anyone.
No president could.
This morning, Trump deflected on Twitter, denying any allegations of collusion with Russia, tweeting, "The real story that Congress, the FBI, and all others should be looking into is the leaking of classified information. Must find leaker now." The director of the National Security Agency is also testifying about the leaks of classified information and the efforts to investigate them. As for Russia, the NSA and FBI chiefs are again not getting into the details of the investigation, only confirming that there is one. Kenneth Moton, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
Happening now, the confirmation hearing is underway for Supreme Court nominee Neil Gorsuch.
Yeah, President Trump selected him last month to fill the seat left empty by Justice Antonin Scalia. Former President Obama picked a different nominee last year, but Republicans blocked him. Senator Dianne Feinstein set out a list of issues Gorsuch could consider, including abortion.
Specifically, he wrote that he believes there are no exceptions to the principle that, quote, the intentional taking of a human life by private persons is always wrong, end quote.
Both sides of the abortion issue believe Gorsuch would overturn Roe v. Wade. The confirmation hearings will take 4 days.
New developments for the 16-year-old charged with the death of Catherine Kennedy, an innocent woman caught in the crossfire of a gang shooting in Escondido. 10 News reporter Mary McKenzie is live at juvenile court. Mary.
Virginia, cameras, of course, are not allowed inside juvenile court, and the judge instructed us only to use the teen's first name. It is Jose, and he's being charged with murder. Prosecutors don't read all of the charges in juvenile court to protect underage defendants, but we do know that he faces more charges and that Jose has violated probation. We also know that the judge called him a, quote, danger to himself and to the community, and therefore he will not be released as he waits for his next court date. Take a listen to what the deputy district attorney had to say after.
The court's order was that he would continue to be detained at this time.
Now, it's a very short statement, but an important one, essentially reiterating what the judge had said. They believe due to the serious nature of that charge and the additional charges that we won't know about because of the age of the defendant, he will be detained. He will not be released. His next court date is a status hearing set for April 4th. We're live in Kearney Mesa. Mary McKenzie, 10 News.
Happening now, trial is underway for a mother charged with killing her 9-month-old baby. Let's go right now to 10 News reporter Grecia Aguilar. She is in downtown with the early testimony.
Yeah, good morning. Prosecutors started by trying to trigger the emotion of the jury by showing a picture that they say was the last picture taken of baby Kevin Machado. Now, the prosecutor, they claim that Guadalupe Ocampo says that the baby fell, but they're saying the doctors claim that the baby has 8 different injuries showing otherwise. Now, we have pictures, but we blurred them because they're too disturbing to show. Now, Campos was crying as prosecutors began describing the day her 9-month-old baby, died in September of 2013. Prosecutors say Kevin's pupils were blown out. His head was full of blood, pressuring his brain, which ultimately led to his death. It became graphic at times. They also showed pictures of him moments being taken to the hospital and undergoing surgery. Now the trial is still continuing. We'll bring you details as it develops. Reporting live from downtown, Grecia Aguilar, 10 News.
Thank you, Grecia. Happening now, the man accused of attacking 5 homeless men, killing 3 of them, will face a judge. John Guerrero's mental competency trial happening this morning. In October, he was sent to a hospital after he was found incompetent to stand trial. He was recently sent back after doctors said he is competent. San Diego police say Guerrero beat the men with a hammer and railroad spikes. They say he set 2 of them on fire.
Breaking news right now in the 10 News Live Center. A man is dead after he opened fire at the Temple City Sheriff Station today. Now, this is according to our ABC affiliate in the Los Angeles area. The man went into the sheriff station to register as a sex offender and then opened fire in the parking lot. Now, this is the scene you can see by one of the tweets put out by our ABC affiliate there. But we also have a tweet set out by the LA County Sheriff's Department saying at approximately 7:15, shots fired at the station. No deputies injured, and please stay away. Now, the officers surrounded the SUV and they confirmed later that that suspect died from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. In the Live Center, I'm Kalina Estrinos.
Kalina, thank you. A developing story this midday. Escondido police looking for the man who tried to lure a young boy into his truck at Kit Carson Park. It happened Saturday while a Little League baseball game was going on. Parents say the man offered the boy some cake and then asked him if he'd like to sit in the back of his truck. The boy ran off, and thank goodness he is safe. Parents are thankful nothing happened, but this serves as a good reminder.
It's important to teach that, you can't just trust what a stranger says. You can't just, if a stranger's offering you something that sounds great, but you have no idea, you've never met that person, that you shouldn't just, accept that.
Police say the man is in his 60s. They say he's very tan with a mustache and gray hair. New details today about how the Marine Corps is handling the nude photo scandal. Female Marines are reporting that their naked pictures were posted on Facebook and the images received obscene and threatening comments. All Marines will now have to sign a statement to show they're aware of the branch's social media policy. The new policy makes it clear how the military can prosecute such activities.
Happening today, the San Diego City Council and other county leaders are coming together to try to tackle homelessness. That meeting will include presentations from the mayor's office, San Diego Housing Commission, the county, and San Diego State. They will be updating the City Council on current programs, trends, and possible future action. That meeting starts at 1 this afternoon at Golden Hall. Some San Diegans have been saying they are fed up with how homeless people are behaving in their neighborhoods and when they want the city to come up with a solution.
If we can give back to our community and help these people come up, then why would we not? Because it's only going to help us.
Last year, 8,700 homeless people lived in San Diego, the 4th most of any city in the nation. Nearly 5,000 of them lived on the streets. That is a 19% increase from the year before. New developments with Oroville. Governor Brown is asking for federal help to repair the dam. This is the 4th time the governor has asked for help since those storms in February. Those storms damaged infrastructure across the state. In addition to causing panic around the Oroville Dam, the governor's office says he has declared a state of emergency in 2 more Bay Area counties, bringing the total to 50 counties affected by those storms.
Oh, check that out. An entire street flooded in Pacific Beach after a driver hit a hydrant. You can see the water there shooting high over the intersection of Garnett Avenue and Bond Street. Now, this happened just before 11 last night. The driver left. Witnesses say they don't think he realized what he did. Police say they caught up with him later on the 5. And water poured from a commercial building into a Santee neighborhood early this morning. Our 10 News breaking news tracker was on the scene around 3 o'clock this morning. The water flowed for about half an hour before it was turned off. Firefighters say something broke in the fire sprinkler system of that building. The water went through 2 backyards. No one reported any damage, but Virginia, a lot of water wasted there.
I know, so much all morning long.